Alright, here we go. Two burly boys played Pokemon in their youth. One had to grow up, the other stayed true. Now the large grown-up child can name all of them, but the other guy probably 510. Now what can they do? Why don't they review? Now we'll talk about them till we die.
Die? Welcome, everybody. I'm Frank.
And I'm Joachim.
And this is your Certified Poke Moment, where we feature and talk about one Pokemon evolution line every week.
Today's featured Pokemon is...
Obstagoon! Okay,
Wow.
so we're talking about a lot of Pokemon today.
OG Hoenn.
Don't say that. Oh, that's
He's
terrible.
not even the OG Hoenn.
No, he's not. He's the most newly introduced.
Goon.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not a part of this.
How do we cover this? Do we do...
So this is
Zigzagoon, Linoon,
Galarian of both. And then, obviously, we're covering 5 Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, we gotta go quick.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take forever, I promise you.
I like Zigzagoon.
Yeah?
I always like...
Well, this is another Gen 3 Pokemon.
It is, I'm a Gen... I'm a Gen 1er of Gen 3, but not...
You are.
Not super annoying.
No, you are.
Whatever.
Okay.
You know what? You didn't have to say it. I loved when little Zigzagoon was chasing around Professor What's his face?
Professor Birch?
Yeah.
You love
Birch?
Gen 3.
Gen 3 was Birch? Like, that's
Yeah.
his name, Birch?
I believe
He's so unmemorable.
You love Gen 3.
I even remember the Gen...
Yeah, you can't remember the professor.
I remember the Gen 2 soy professor.
And what's his name?
I can't remember.
You just said you remembered it. Okay.
Elm,
Okay, you're going to contradict yourself there. All right, let's actually talk about Zigzagoon, all right? He is a normal-type Pokemon, and his classification is the Tiny Raccoon Pokemon.
Well, I'll be damned. That's...
You've pushed this PG rating, non-explicit rating a lot already, Buster. He evolves into Linoon at level 20. What?
Linoon.
Oh.
I think I called it Linoon as a kid, but I think it's Linoon because it goes from a zigzag to line.
You make a good point. It does run in a line. That's its whole thing. But also, Linoon just rolls off the tongue better.
Linoon.
And it is known as the rushing Pokemon. And then we have Galarian Zigzagoon. He is a dark normal type, same classification, and he evolves into Galarian Linoon. I like saying Linoon at level 20, just like normal Zigzagoon. But then you have Galarian Zigzagoon into Obstagoon, and he evolves at level 35 at night.
That makes me really wish that regular Linoon had an evolution, because it's kind of sad. Linoon's just kind of left in the dust as being, I assume, mediocre. I never held on to a Zigzagoon long enough.
Hey guys, this is Future Frank, just cutting in for a second. I totally forgot to tell you guys Obstagoon's classification. It is the blocking Pokemon. Woohoo, now you know. It's the Route 1 rodent. You're not going to do anything special with it.
I wish, I don't know, I would love it if, like, the Route 1 rodent ended up being a viable Pokemon to take into, like, the Elite Four. I mean,
okay, so some games are good about that, right? Some games will give you very good Pokemon early on. Gen 4 specifically, I think, is very good about this. Bibarel is a pretty good Pokemon to hang on to.
Starly was a good rodent.
Starly, the bird, the Route 1 bird, is typically good to hang on to. They'll be fine.
A Starling is kind of like a rat.
Not at all. What are you on tonight?
Juice that makes me want to eat starlings. Like what are those little birds? People have train little birds to attack starlings.
What? Like a hawk?
It's real life Pokemon, Frank, and falcons attack starlings in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos of it, but
it's really cool.
What are you talking about?
It's the closest thing to being a Pokemon
us off
trainer.
Of Zigzagoon. Okay. Zigzagoon has 3 abilities. Pickup, which has it lets the Pokemon have a 10% chance of finding an item after battle and holding on to it. Just, okay. Randomly while walking around, they can pick up an item, which is cool.
Cool in, like, a boring way.
Yes, you don't want it. It's not useful in battle, I guess. And, if somebody throws an item in battle, it can be picked back up, which I guess is cool, but you don't really want this ability for a long time. And then there's Gluttony. The Pokemon will use a berry when it hit... Oh my gosh, this is going to be a bad night. And then there's Gluttony. The Pokemon will use a berry when its hit points are below 50%.
Is that good?
I guess that's sooner than usual. I thought Pokemon always ate their berries when they're...
Does that... Will it use like a I think Pecha is the one that does poison, right? Will it use a Pecha berry if it's below 50% and it's not poisoned?
Well, I mean, it has to be poisoned to use the berry.
So that doesn't mean that it will use the berry at 50%.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty confused, though. I was sure Pokemon did only use their berry when their HP was below 50. I mean, Cerebi describes it as being sooner than usual.
That sucks.
I don't know. I'm moving on from that.
I don't know. Maybe in competitive, people are like really just big on the early
no,
berry.
Actually, no, because if you have like a citrus berry equipped or something, you want your Pokemon to eat that after its health is dropped a decent amount.
Yeah.
I don't know. That makes no sense to me. It does have the hidden ability Quick Feet, though. Speed is increased by 50% when induced with a status condition. If paralyzed, the speed drop is ignored. So that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Quick Feet's actually not a terrible ability.
Did you say that's the hidden ability?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It should just be a regular ability.
And then it's the exact same for Zigzagoon's Galarian form. Now, when we get to Linoon, also exactly the same. Okay. Nothing changes. Those are all the same
Galarian
abilities.
and non-Galarian.
Well, and between Zigzagoon and Linoon.
Okay.
Like, no abilities have changed at all. But Galarian-agoon evolving into Obstagoon, everything is different.
Okay.
So, Obstagoon also has 3 abilities. The first one is Reckless. The power of moves that have recoil damage is increased by 20%.
Oh.
So, being Reckless, all these moves are going to be more powerful, but that means you're going to take a little bit more damage.
Okay, so recoil moves are proportionate to the amount of damage you deal.
Yes.
Okay.
They always do like half the damage dealt back or a quarter of the damage dealt back.
Cool.
Stuff like Takedown. Then there's Guts. I really, really like this ability. Attack is increased by 50% when induced with a status condition.
Oh.
Burn's effect of lowering attack is not applied. So if you give your Obstagoon a Flame Orb, there is literally like, you're going to lose a little HP every turn, but it's essentially like having a better Life Orb or something like that.
What does the Life Orb do again?
It takes away a little bit of your health every turn, but it buffs your attack. I think it buffs physical and special. I can't remember now. But
wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool, actually.
That's great. And then its hidden ability is Defiant. Its attack is raised by 2 stages when the Pokemon has its stats lowered. Now, this doesn't work on self-inflicted stat drops or stat drops from allies, but if your opponent uses, like, I don't know, Leer to drop your defense, your attack's going to rise 2 stages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Obstagoon's got some really good abilities.
He does. Obstagoon's a really, really cool Pokemon.
Dang. I wish it didn't look like it was wearing clothes. I wish it was more of like a little badger thing, right? I wish it was more of a kiss-themed badger rather than a badger standing up and it is kiss.
So you like how Linoon looks then? Yeah. You like Galarian Linoon
I like
a lot.
I like little Galarian Linoon, yeah. I just wish it was just a bigger badger. I don't know. It's cool that it's standing up and it looks like it's wearing a rocker outfit, but also I don't like that. Too many standy uppies in that. You don't
like standy up humanoid Pokemon very much?
Not really. I don't like Inteleon.
You love Gardevoir.
Yeah,
you love Gardevoir.
Okay, well, let's be clear.
Gardevoir is the exception.
You're disgusting. So before we get into anything else, I kind of want to talk about shinies, because there is a very, very drastic shiny for Obstagoon in the Galarian lines. But the Hoennian, Zigzagoon and Linoon, their shinies are just alright. Zigzagoon gets a lot brighter. The colors are basically... It's similar. It's like a brown and a tan.
It makes me forget how dull Zigzagoon's colors are.
It is an extremely dull-looking Pokemon.
If you told me the one on the right was... The shiny is kind of like an orangey brown as opposed to a gray brown.
Yeah.
If you told me the one on the right was the original, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's Zigzagoon.
Yeah, I feel, well, In the transition from 2D to 3D, I feel like a lot of Pokemon lost their bright colors and the flashiness. I think one of the most egregious examples is Charizard. If you go from Gen 5 to Gen 6, Charizard is like super like grayed out orange and everything. It's terrible.
Gen 6 was a mistake. I only say that because it triggers Frank.
I'm not triggered. I'm fine.
He
I'm
gave
okay.
me a little leer. Didn't work, Frank. Didn't do it. Leer, what does that do? Drops attack?
It lowers I just said this earlier. It lowers defense. I'm gonna reach across this
spit
mic.
in your eye.
Anyway, Linoone basically follows the same thing. It turns the more orangey brown and the tan gets lighter. Now, we get to the Galarian forms, and oh my gosh, that is a drastic change. The whites on Galarian, Zigzagoon, Linoone, and Obstagoon, that all stays the same. The black turns to this... What kind of red would you describe that as? Like a wine red, like a crimson?
Pretty wine red. I'm not great with color names.
No.
But I would say that's a wine red.
And its eyes and tongue become like a very teal blue. It is drastically different, and I love it. It looks like a toothpaste tube.
Both of Galarian Zigzagoon's... Galarian Zigzagoon is so cute.
Yes.
I'm looking at this little badger thing. It's so cute.
Galarian Zigzagoon, in my opinion, is a definitive upgrade to normal Zigzagoon. Normal Zigzagoon is so boring in my mind. I get the gimmick they were going for. They're only running in zigzag and it looking all scruffy. Galarian form just does it so much better.
Yeah.
And then you just look at Galarian Linoone and then Galarian, just Obstagoon. And the color stays. It's that bright crimson red. And then you have the tealish, like light blue colors. It's drastic. I think a lot of people know Obstagoon and all these Galarian forms for their exaggerated colors, shiny colors. You like it?
I just can't help. It's standing up, and I don't like it.
Okay.
You want to put those paws down? Stop crossing your arms. I mean, it makes sense because he's obstinate, right?
Yes.
Like I get it. I get all the theming is perfect. Just get on the ground, Badger.
No, he wants to be standing up. How all the better to grab you by your shoulders and lick your entire face.
Why is he doing that?
Why not? I mean, his tongue's out. What else are you gonna do with that tongue? Besides lick you.
I don't know. I thought he was just being obstinate with his tongue out. Like
he's abstinent, but I don't know about obstinate.
What do you mean by that?
Let's wait for Wet, Fed, and Dead. You want to hear gender ratio, Jokum?
Oh, this better not make me mad.
It's the exact same thing as it always is. It's not even fun to talk about anymore. Male is 50.2%, female is 49.8%.
I could see the reason being like, oh, Pokemon's a game for little boys. I know everyone can play it, right? This is just like a marketer's idea, right? But Pokemon's a game for little boys, so we need to have just a few more boy Pokemon, so the boys aren't like, ew, a girl. But I'm like, 50.2, that's not going to make a difference.
No, it really isn't.
Weird.
I'm starting to wonder if this whole time this has just been like a weird thing on Cerebee's part, because I do all this like research and stuff from Cerebee specifically. I don't know if we go to anywhere else if it's gonna say that it's any different.
Dive in. Go to Bulbapedia.
Bulbapedia time.
I love Cerebee. I've been using it since I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
It'll piss me off if Cerebee is being weird.
Yeah, Cerebee's great in my mind, but let's find out. So here we go. Bulbapedia just says 50-50.
Really?
Bulbapedia says not 50.2. It says 50-50.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cerebee.
What other Pokemon websites are there to like Google this? I'm just gonna Google Obstagoon gender ratio and see what comes up. Google. I think they're getting this information from Bulbapedia. They're sourcing it from there, but it does say that it is 50-50. It doesn't specify 50.2 or anything. Pokemon Wiki.
Oh, according to this, Bulbapedia is approximations. Due to the nature of the coding on what determines gender when a Pokemon is generated, the ratios aren't exactly even percentages, so they are closer to what's listed on Cerebee. So it's just because of because of coding reasons they can't have a 50.
Wait. What's that saying? Is that saying that for coding reasons, Pokemon in the game can't be 50-50, or Bulbapedia just can't show them as anything but 50-50? Unless it's...
Okay, so this other person is... Oh my god, is this actually Cerebee.net? Cerebee.net on Reddit responded to this thing. Basically, the calculation is a bit screwy here and isn't exact, so they actually divide the value by 253. some tag explains it here in the tweet thread, blah, blah, blah. It has been like this since Gen 6, but Bulbapedia refuses to actually accept the correct data now. Basically, the Cerebi data is correct. So
wow.
it's a programming issue. Or not even a program, it's a mathematical issue where there's some value of 253 and then that is divided or something to... I don't know, man.
So
maybe there's a random number that gets like multiplied or hashed, whatever, against 253.
Now they said they've been doing this since Gen 6. If on Cerebi, I go into the Gen 5 entry for Linoon, it is 50-50.
Wow.
Then I go over to Gen 6. Well, it also says 50-50. Then I go to Gen 7, 50-50, and then Gen 8 is the only one that's 50.2.
That is weird.
That is weird.
That's really weird.
Huh. But they just said it was...
So it made... What?
I don't know. That's confusing.
Oh, man.
What were we talking... I guess we're just talking about gender. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's egg on our faces.
I don't think there's egg.
I don't think there's egg.
I think I can trust Cerebi. The people behind Cerebi do, like, amazing work.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the fact that they haven't updated what the website looks like since I was a child.
Yes, it has looked exactly like this.
Yeah.
I love it.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, they don't really have very much advertising.
No.
Maybe occasionally little side ads.
I've never seen a side ad for Cerebi.
Actually, maybe you're right.
I think
Cerebi, how the heck are you funded? That's crazy.
Cerebi, we sponsor us? Can we sponsor you?
No.
How does this work? Can we sponsor each other? This is an ad for Cerebi, basically. Anyways, Jokum, do you want to read Zigzagoon's Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald entries? Or just pick one because we have 5 Pokemon to go through. It's up to you.
Frick me. Okay, I'm going to do Sapphire because Sapphire is the best. This one is for Zigzagoon. The hair on Zigzagoon's cute little back. The hair on Zigzagoon's back is bristly. It rubs the hard back hair against trees to leave its territorial markings.
Ew.
The Pokemon may play dead to fool foes in battle. That's cute. I'm going to also do Linoon.
Sure.
You can do the cool ones.
I'll do Obstagoon, sure.
Now Sapphire again. When hunting, Linoon, this is Linoon now, will make a beeline... We'll make a beeline straight for the prey at a full run. While this Pokemon is capable of topping 60 miles per hour, It has come to a screeching halt before it can turn. It has to come to a screeching halt before it can turn.
Because it can only run in a line.
That's cute. Also, watch it. They've noted how fast it is.
Yep.
Watch them give it dog crap.
I was gonna say.
Don't you dare.
I was gonna say, Jokum, help me remember it's 60 miles per hour. Also, I want to say, does anybody listening remember that in Sword and Shield where Zacian or Zamazenta like goes to turn, but it's just their model spinning in a circle while the legs turn and move in an unnatural way? That's how I imagine Linoon turning now. We can't make an actual turn, so it has to spin its model in a circle before it can go in another direction.
Pokemon fans, we need to... I didn't buy that game only because of all that crap. Pokemon needs to be held to a higher standard.
Pokemon is the best franchise in the world. Okay, here we go. Galarian Zigzagoon, I'll just do a shield entry because that's the one I played. Thought to be the oldest form of Zigzagoon.
What?
It moves in zigzags and wreaks havoc upon its surroundings. Why is this the... Okay, I have to read the other one. Does it add anything? Its relentlessness has it constantly running around. If it sees another Pokemon, it will purposefully run into them in order to start a fight. Why is this thought to be the oldest form of Zigzagoon? What's the lore here? Okay, let's move on to Linoon then. That's so interesting. Shield again. This very aggressive Pokemon will recklessly challenge opponents stronger than itself. Alright, Sword. It uses its long tongue to taunt opponents. Once the opposition is enraged, this Pokemon hurls itself at the opponent, tackling them forcefully. Alright, so it's just a jerk.
Huh. I like the little Hoenn Zigzagoon because he's just a little funny guy.
He just rubs his scent glands against trees.
Cute. Lots of animals do that. Cats.
Yeah, but cats are cute.
No.
Alright, Obstagoon, Shield. It evolved after experiencing numerous fights. While crossing its arms, it lets out a shout that would make any opponent flinch. And then Sword, its voice is staggering in volume. Obstagoon has a tendency to take on a threatening posture and shout. This move is known as Obstruct, a new move Obstagoon gets upon evolution.
So its whole thing is just standing and obstructing?
Yeah, being a jerk.
Huh.
Do we want to know what Obstruct does? I'm about to talk about movesets anyway.
Why not?
All right, so its battle effect, well, first of all, its base power is 0, so that's interesting. Battle effect. This move enables the user to protect itself from all attacks. Its chance of failing rises if it is used in succession. Direct contact harshly lowers the attacker's defense stat.
Okay.
So it's a better protect.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
we synchronized.
Yeah, okay. It's breaking down the success rate. Using it once, 100% success rate. If you try and use it twice in a row, it drops so low to 33.3%.
Oh.
And then it goes all the way down to 7. But like by the time it gets down to your 7th attempt in a row, it's like 0.137.
Yeah, why are you
a
bothering?
1 in 729% chance.
Why would you bother?
It must be the same with Protect. That's so funny. Okay, cool. So you use that at the start of the battle. Well, I guess I haven't even gone through all the moves and we're already talking like strategies. But like, imagine using Obstruct as your first move in the battle. Your opponent attacks you. Their defense is automatically lowered. Your next attack is going to do a lot more damage.
So do they have to be using a physical, like what kind of move? Can it be a special attack?
The move enables user to protect from all attacks.
Wow.
From all attacks.
Wow.
So that's really good.
Cool.
I like that a lot. I get that it's a signature move and giving out. A lot of times, though, Pokemon will give one Pokemon signature move to others. Like Delphox used to be the only Pokemon who got Mystical Fire. Now, like even like Sylveon and Miss Magius can get it.
Sylveon gets Mystical Fire?
I believe so, because in Gen 8, when they culled a bunch of moves, they culled, crap, what was that one? Oh man, I can't freaking remember. Hidden Power or something like that. And Hidden Power, something determines which type Hidden Power is or something like that. And that always gave Sylveon Fire Stab. This is just something I've heard from other Pokemon players in the past. But everybody was talking about how it's okay that it went away because it gets Mystical Fire.
Wait, Hidden Power's not a thing anymore?
Mm-mm.
What?
It's gone.
Oh, that's so sad. Everyone used to put Hidden Power on their Pokemon.
Yeah, but I never did. I wasn't one of those people.
Can every Pokemon learn Hidden Power?
I think that was always the thing. Every Pokemon used to be able to learn it.
I feel like I would look up Cerebee's strategies all the time, and it would always be like, just throw Hidden Power Fire on them.
There it is. Okay, I was starting to think I was wrong, but no. In Gen 8, it can learn Mystical Fire by TM.
Who can?
Sylveon. The Pokemon we're talking about. Kill me, Jokum. Alright, so let's start with Linoon's moveset first. No need to go over Zigzagoon's, it's likely going to be extremely similar. Upon evolution, and I'm talking about Gen 8 here because it's just the most recent game you can find it in. Upon evolution, it'll get Slash. That's a pretty decent normal type move. 70 damage, 100 accuracy, critical hits land more easily. I like Slash on a normal type. And then, after that, there's really nothing too special. It gets like Pin Missile is like a move reminder move, or maybe Zigzagoon got that. Rest, Takedown, Fling, Flail, Belly Drum, Double Edge. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Can we go over the stats just to see if there's anything interesting?
We can talk about the stats first, sure. Oh boy, it certainly is a Route 1 rodent.
Oh no.
So its HP is 78, attack is 70. That's not very good. Defense, 61, bad. Special attack, 50, definitely a physical attacker. Special defense, also 61, at least those are even. Remember, it can run at 60 miles per hour. It does have 100 speed, so that's pretty good. That puts it in a very specific tier that it can do nothing in because it is horrible. But at least it has decent speed if you want to use it early on in like an Emerald playthrough or something, Help you get past... can't even help you get past the first gym leader. She's like a rock type gym leader.
Rock is super effective against...
No, but normal is not very effective against rock. Oh my gosh, this poor boy.
Oh my gosh.
As far as TMs go, is it really much better? It gets Hyper Beam, of course. You can teach it Thunder Wave, because why not? You're not going to be doing a lot of damage anyway. If you want to use some speed control for Pokemon that can come out in the future. Just teach it Icy Wind. Is it going to do any damage? No. It's not a special attacker. That's a special attacking move. But it does lower the opposing Pokemon's speed every turn, so I don't know. There's something you can do there.
Does it last?
No, you use it and it lowers their speed.
Every turn? Oh, you're saying
every time you
Oh.
use it, it lowers their speed. Yeah,
Okay.
it does 55 damage too. But again, special ice type attack.
Linoon probably not ever used.
Yeah, Linoon I would guarantee is in never used or PU or something like that. Payback, Assurance. Nope, those are only Galarian. Good lord. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing here. It's terrible. It's not a good Pokemon. Okay, TR. It gets Seed Bomb. TR. It gets Play Rough, Throat Chop, Gunk Shot. put those like stinky coat to use.
I don't think there's anything we're gonna get out of Linoon.
Definitely not.
What about
Galarian Linoon is gonna have a slightly different level up move set. Of course, it's gonna get more dark type moves. It gets Snarl, Hone Claws. It gets Counter and Taunt. Still not great. Still not great at all. And I just went over some of its, freaking TM moves. But what we were really interested here is Obstagoon. Obstagoon's a cool guy. He gets Lick, of course. Yeah.
What's the what is this crap? What are the stats of Linoon? Is it of Galarian Linoon? Is it the same?
Oh, you're wondering if it's any different?
I just need to know.
Jokum, thank you for asking that because I didn't even consider that. The thought didn't even cross my mind. No, they're the same. They are the same. Attack is still 70, special defense still 61, speed's 100. So, but now it's a middle stage and not a final evolution. So it's
those
fine.
Stats make more sense as a middle stage.
Definitely.
That's so sad. That just makes me sad.
And then we have Obstagoon stats. These are better. Not as good as I thought they'd be, to be honest, but better. HP is 93. Attack is only 90. Doesn't even cross the 100 threshold like I thought it would.
But I feel as though its signature move kind of helps with that.
Definitely. Yeah. Because then, as long as you use that first, whatever attack comes afterwards is stronger. Defense, though. This jumped up a lot. It's 101.
Really?
101 defense.
Oh, that's cool.
Special attack, 60. Blah, not going to use it. Special defense is 81, so still went up, but not as much as physical defense. Speed actually drops upon evolution. It goes from 100 to 95.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not by much.
That's still good.
It's still a good speed tier to be in, for sure, but it's just, I guess it makes sense. It's not running full speed on all fours anymore. It's just a man running around now.
That's weird. It went from zigzags to straight line to just sort of standing there.
To just running around on 2 feet, clomping and stomping around.
Menacingly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Level up moveset isn't anything crazy, to be honest. It's, headbutt. A lot of the stuff I just talked about with Galarian Linoon. Counter, taunt, double edge. Now, though, TMs, Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, putting those new meaty fists to use, man. Again, a lot of the same stuff. It gets Brick Break, which is good. Shadow Claw, Cross Poison, that's awesome. Stomping Tantrum is great. Technical Records, it gets Body Slam. Love having Body Slam on a normal type because it has a really good chance to paralyze. I think it's like 30%. Yeah, 30% chance to paralyze. Yeah. Pretty good, honestly. Seed Bomb, X Scissor, again, Throat Chop, Body Press.
X Scissor, that's bug type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
So really good coverage. I mean, we've seen Ghost, Poison, Bug.
Does it get all these X moves because it's crossing its arms and it's like that's so funny.
That's a very valid point. X Scissor and Cross Poison because it crosses its arms at all times.
That's really funny.
All right, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. He's really cool. So, this is one of those situations where it's kind of hard to talk about alternate forms because Linoon just got the alternate form. Obstagoon wouldn't exist without it. So, I can't really imagine giving like an alternate form to these Pokemon, but maybe Obstagoon gets a Mega?
I would rather give regular Linoon
an evolution.
An evolution. Like... Circloon, and he goes in a circle.
He can only run in circles. Yeah. What a terrible existence.
He can only go up. He gets wings. He becomes flying type, and he goes up, and he becomes one of the first normal flying.
That's not a bird. Sure.
I know, yeah.
You know what? That's actually a funny idea because then he will no longer be bound by zigzags or lines and he can freely move in X, Y, and Z space.
Free loon.
Free. That's really good, actually. Free loon. Normal flying, incredibly boring type, but give it a cool, unique ability about maybe its evasiveness rises every turn or when it's hit by a physical attack because it's flying through the air.
Becomes a normal dragon.
Okay,
and it becomes like a Chinese or like an Eastern dragon.
Boo.
Whatever. Eat my shorts, old man.
That's what should have happened to Dunsparce.
Oh, frick, Dunsparce. The Dunsparce?
The Dunsparce.
That's what I want to go Dun on whoever like, came up with that.
No, he's a good little friend.
Anyways. Yeah, any personal history with any of these Pokemon?
I don't know, man. Zigzagoon and Linoon were always so boring.
I'd rather have a Puchaina.
Yeah, at least then you have a Pokemon that's not just solely normal.
Was Puchaina in like Ruby and then Zigzagoon was in Sapphire?
No. They were in both. They were in both. The Route 1 Rodent has to be found in both games.
What would you call Puchaina? Because I feel like Puchaina was in the same...
You could still find him pretty early on. I mean, he's probably... I don't know.
Like, I feel like literally the next route, right? Like you go up into the first route, and that's fine. And then literally the next, like if you just go up a little bit, you'll find Puchaina.
I mean, there's not really a stereotypical name to give him, like Route 1 Rodent, Route 1 Bird, First Forest Bug, or whatever you want to call him. I guess you always just say Route 1 Bug. He's just like the next route beast, like Purloin and Lipard for Gen 5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when they first revealed Galarian Zigzagoon, I'm like, okay, this is an instant improvement. Like, this is incredible. Obstagoon, I was a bit put off of at first, if I'm being honest. But he's come around on me.
Why
I
were you
like
put
him.
off by him? Because of his obstinate stance?
Because he's standing up.
There we go.
Yes,
there
but I try not to let that... There's no hatred. There's no hatred. I was not upset when, like, Meowscarada stood on two legs. You know, everybody was like, keep those cat's paws down. I'm like, I don't care. If it's going to be bipedal, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, whatever.
I've come to terms with Quackleval.
Yeah, I like Quackleval now.
I think I prefer Quackleval to Meowscarada, because to me, Meowscarada is a little bit boring.
I like Meowscarada. I think it has a lot of good personality that's especially shown off in animation.
Yeah.
Like, Pokemon's put out a few different animations with Meowscarada in it, and they always have so much personality. I just am much more of a Skeledirge guy.
Yeah, I wish I started with Skeledirge.
No, it's good. It's good.
I genuinely love Skeledirge.
I think it's good. Just for the listener at home, Katrina, my wife, if you listen to my
wife.
if you watch my YouTube channel, you'll recognize her. Joachim and I, we all started playing Gen 9 at the same time, and Katrina chose Sprigatito, I chose Fuecoco, and Joachim chose Quaxley. So we all chose one of each, and it was great. And I'm glad he ended up with the duck.
I wish it was bigger.
Bigger?
Like just like physically, not the
what?
rump.
You want his rump to be bigger?
No, I wish it was just like they'll feel small. Like Meowscarada is kind of small. Like
they're thin. They're
to
thin.
me, Skeledirge is a nice chunky monster, whereas the other two were just kind of too human, too Inteleon.
I like when Inteleon is great.
Inteleon and Scorbunny too small. But the gorilla, nice and chunky, nice and big.
Rillaboom. You like Rillaboom. Swampert. He
nice
feels
and big.
thick.
He feels like a monster. Even Blaziken feels like a monster.
He does. I think it has more to do... What does that have more to do with? Why does he feel less like
nostalgia?
A humanoid? It's probably nostalgia blindness.
It could be nostalgia. Frick, maybe it is just nostalgia.
But then again, let's compare Blaziken to Cinderace. Cinderace looks like he's wearing clothes. He has a very... I don't want to offend anybody, but like he looks like a furry. You know, He does look like a furry. That can be off-putting to some people. Blaziken doesn't look like that.
Quackleval is doing like a little dance, and like they're obviously a dancer.
Based off of, very human dances.
Blaziken, and they're also wearing like carnival stuff, right?
Yes.
Which is cool. It's great theming.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, and if anything, it looks less like a human, but there's more human. I look at Blaziken more and think that's a big chicken.
Yeah.
I look at Quackleval and I'm like, that's a human. That is a human, and they're looking at me, and I don't like it.
It's giving me the eyes.
It's giving me the eyes, and I don't like it. I don't know. And again, Skeledirge is just a big boy.
I want
him to roll over, and I just want to pet his belly.
Probably burn your hands.
No, probably.
Okay, wow. Our bad. Let's talk about some other stuff. What kind of merch do these Pokemon have, Jokum?
That is an excellent question.
I'm gonna go on to Pokemon Center's website, and we're gonna see if there's been any cool stuff. Obviously, Hoennian. Is that how you say it? Hoennian? Hoenn? Yeah, I don't really know where to go with that, but
I would say Hoennian.
Obviously, Hoennian, Zigzagoon, and Linoon are gonna have sitting cuties.
Obstagoon merch. There's an official Pokemon plush of Obstagoon.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cute actually. That's official. It's from the Pokemon Center.
It's cute.
It's sitting in a little cute pose. Look at this on the Pokemon Center website. There's a plush of Yamper wearing a little Galarian Zigzagoon costume.
Okay, that's adorable.
That's so cute. Also, I do just want to say, normal Zigzagoon sitting cutie sold out on the website, and just a general Galarian Zigzagoon plush is also sold out on Pokemon Center's website.
Galarian Zigzagoon?
Yeah.
Oh,
just a normal plush.
Yeah, cute. I don't know. So in this section, I like to think of like their representation and other stuff. I don't really know. Outside of Gen 8, they don't really. I've never seen anything about Galarian Obstagoon. Or just Obstagoon.
You know what's funny? This is what's weird about the TCG and alternate forms. The TCG does say Galarian Obstagoon. It'll say like what else would it do? Alolan Muck. It'll say no, well, Muck's already a thing. Okay, did any new Pokemon come out of Alolan forms or no?
Is Obstagoon an obstacle, or is he obstinate? Which one is it? Is he?
Let's go to
I just thought obstruct. He's
Yeah.
obstructing. Oh, I thought it was because he's obstinate.
No, let's see what Bulbapedia has to say about this. Why would he? I would think it would be obstructing. That's the move he has. He's an obstacle. He's obstructing.
Maybe it's both. Obstinate.
Maybe. There's too many ads popping up on Bulbapedia. I can't figure out where the freaking button is. We can cut this out. Oh, this kind of answers what we were talking about a minute ago. I was trying to think, did any new Pokemon evolve from an Alolan form? No, because Obstagoon is the first Pokemon to evolve from a regional variant. And, of course, it's based off of Gene Simmons. So the etymology from Bulbapedia states, Obstagoon is a combination of obstacle, obstruct, obstinate.
Oh.
They say raccoon and goon are also a part of the name.
Why'd you laugh at that last part?
Because goons in old movies are pretty funny.
I love old-fashioned goons.
All right, so that answers that question. So it could be both. It could be all kinds of different things etymologically.
I feel like Obstagoon had good representation, but maybe that was more that it was just exciting that there was a new form.
I mean, shirts. There is a. Jeez, this is a $40 long sleeve shirt of the gym leader Piers with his Obstagoon. You didn't play the game,
yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know who
that's
that
the
is.
7th gym leader, I believe, of Galar.
That's pretty cool. What type was he?
Dark.
Oh, okay.
And you know what was stupid about him?
What?
He didn't Gigantamax his Pokemon. That was his whole gimmick. He no Gigantamaxing with him.
Oh.
I think no, actually, I don't know.
Like
I'm not going to try and guess. I don't know. I'm not going to try and guess. I don't care. Okay, Jokum, what are we doing right now?
Now I'm at the part where I try to find...
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Naughty.
That is a very ripped Obstagoon with very obvious nipples.
Thank you for affinity for Obstagoon with big muscles and nipples.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't thank them for that.
How many rows down is that? That is...
That was 3 rows. Four rows down.
Okay.
Wait, what's that? Is that one?
No, this is just cool.
Okay.
He's like,
You're right.
edgy.
You're right.
This one, though.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Let's just say hyperinflation.
Was it that or the other? No, what? I'm not deep diving into what that is. Stop it! Don't keep clicking on the picture.
I don't think that's what M space preg.
Either that or V space or.
Oh.
Anyway, that's the worst part of this podcast. Now we get to move on to the best part of this podcast.
This is the part of the show where the boys discuss how edible the pocket monsters that we focused on won't belong. Turn up and come along to the segment of the show.
Yes, indeed. It is the part of the show where we talk about... I'm not going to say that word.
Yeah, please don't.
It rhymes with whiffing.
Stop it.
Okay.
It's Wet, Fed, and Dead. If you've listened, if this is your first episode, you'll learn what this is very soon. We're going to marry a Pokemon, eat it, and then beat it to death. Okay.
In theory, beat it to death.
In theory. Oof, this one's going to be hard. But first, we're starting with Wed. Jokum, how would you feel about marrying Obstagoon?
No. Big boy.
So, true.
Very Gene Simmons.
Okay, very true. At least it stands on two legs.
It's better than
the mole.
Is it better than the mole? I don't know how much better it is than the mole.
We always say that.
Okay, it's more human shaped, which is it's a plus. It's okay. But
it's covered in fur. Not even
the mole is covered in fur. It's a mole.
Yeah, but that wasn't. You couldn't really see the texture of that. This guy is just oozing hair and fur.
Plus, it's also an asshole. Can I say that?
I guess that's our second mild curse of the episode. I'll see if I can still squeeze out a non-explicit episode.
It's an a-hole.
How tall do you think it is? Let's talk about that. Height is very important when it comes to this sort of thing.
I'm guessing.
No, it's not. Wait a minute. Don't judge people based on their height. Don't do that.
But also if it's like a little flower thing and it's 1 foot tall, that's pretty weird.
Yes, Lorantis seems like it's perfectly wettable.
Lorantis is
but then you
so
realize
perfect.
It's 2 feet tall.
Honestly, I love Lorantis because it's a plant and that's less weird than a bug.
Yes.
Anyways, but Obstagoon, it's too. Okay, I'm guessing it's 5'10".
It's shorter than that.
4'10".
A little taller.
5'3".
You hit it. You hit it. It's 5'3". Just a little short king. Queen in our case. Queen, yes, short queen. Dang it.
It's a very male presenting Pokemon.
Extremely.
Which to me...
It could just be a goth baddie. You did not argue with me.
No, I made a face like, don't. Okay, maybe anthropomorphized, but we're not doing anthropomorphized right now.
No.
It is an animal. It's a Pokemon.
Yes, no. It loves starting fights and being obstructive.
No. Honestly, that alone puts it at a 1 for me.
It's gonna be like It's gonna be like a bull in a china shop in your home, man. It's gonna like rip holes in the sofa when it's angry and punch the TV.
This thing is just like Pokemon are not animals. They're Pokemon.
Yes.
Which is why Wed, Fed, Dead isn't weird. But I would say that it is a 1 because it is just an a-hole.
It's impossible. Did we even give Garbodor a 1? I don't think we were rating it back then. Garbodor would be a 1.
Garbodor is a 1.
I don't know if we were doing a rating.
This is a 1.1 because it's not Garbodor. No, it's a 1.5 because I'm sure there's...
Where else are we going to put Purloin and Lifer?
Yeah. Okay, no, I'm going to put it at 1.9 because I don't want to give it a 2 because it's too much an A.
1.9. Now, Jokum, what about Hoenn and Linoon?
I'm going to say 1.5.
1.4. That is a 1.4. That is just an animal.
That's a wild animal. That's a scratch.
I'm going to lift it up, and it's just going to look at me with nothing behind its eyes.
It has dead eyes. It has like a fish's eyes.
Yeah.
No, it's got like little beady eyes. They're cute.
But humanoid. Like humanized version.
There we go.
Goth.
She's a goth. I'm cool with it. Oh,
yep.
I would be cool with everything about like the goth scene.
Yep.
All of that, right?
The heavy metal.
Oh, she's probably awesome.
Yeah.
But the lore is that she's an a-hole.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna swear twice or 3 times. She's an a-hole, and for that, I don't want anything to do with her. Be kind.
She's going to throw tantrums and fits. She's going to Linoon's Dex entry said it purposefully starts fights. Yeah. She is going to look you in the eyes as soon as you come home from work and just smash a plate on the ground to make you mad.
She's toxic. I don't need that in my life.
No, this is probably the worst humanized version yet.
No. So that's a no from me. There's no score for that. Just a no.
Yeah.
But the regular Linoon, she's very boring. but she likes running, and it's really cute.
She's
She's like,
yeah.
hey, look at me run. She just runs.
she runs, stops, turns, runs again.
Which is really quirky and cute.
It is.
So she's a yes for me, but although boring.
But I feel like she's not really interested in anything. You know, she's just kind of like, yeah, I like to run. And you're like, what else do you want to do? Oh, I read sometimes. You're like, oh,
when was the last time you were... Wait, what do you mean? So you have a problem with reading?
No, it's just, if all they do is like run and read and, you know.
But they say they read, but they're like me and they barely read.
Yes.
Maybe at best they do an audiobook.
Yes, that's exactly
like Brandon
what they
Sanderson's Mistborn series.
We're not plugging that.
Okay.
What are you doing? Okay, Fed. This is a toughie. Badger's a mammal. Oh, but this is
have
humanoid.
Worms. Oh, Obstagoon?
I'm thinking Obstagoon first.
Obstagoon's like a 5. He's edible.
He's edible, but...
He's a 5.5 because he's edible. He's going to be weird, tough, very gamey.
So Joachim and I just recently, and we're like going to date this. I'm going to date this. We just recently watched the new anime Delicious in Dungeon. And they had this whole issue about eating humanoid monsters.
Oh, yeah.
And now I've been like thinking about that with Pokemon and Red Fed and Dead. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do when it comes to like Gardevoir and Lopunny and Gothitelle?
Oh, Lopunny's going to be easy.
But it's a humanoid.
It has fish eyes. Its eyes are empty.
It has the eyes of a mammal.
It has no, I'm saying like it's got dead eyes. There's nothing in
okay, but still, it's a humanoid.
Gardevoir would be harder.
It walks on two legs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Obstagoon too.
Obstagoon.
Obstagoon can get down on its knees, weed a garden, get a watering can, and water flowers. Like this is a humanoid
But it wouldn't
creature.
do that. It's an a-hole, so I'm eating it. 5.5, easy. The only thing that's stopping it is like it's probably gonna be hecka gamey.
I was gonna say, have you ate badger? Like, what's badger like?
I don't know. I've never eaten a badger. They're probably full of like, well, they're scavengers, so they're probably full of like
weird bacteria and stuff.
Like parasites, little worms.
Yeah, but if you cook something enough, I mean, that all cooks out.
Okay, slow cooked, low and slow. I still don't think it'll be good eating, but I think it'll be eating. So maybe a 6.
It'll be extremely gamey for sure.
And
tough. It'll be tough, but I think it'll be fine. We just have to get past the part of ripping off its very humanoid arms.
I don't care. I'm eating it. I don't care.
You scare me sometimes.
You ever seen a bear stand up? Oh, it's a bear. It's a human.
No, it's so different.
You know that viral bear in China that was standing up and everyone was like, oh, there was a bear that looks, I forget what it's called. It's a sun bear or something.
Oh,
it was standing
sun bears.
up and it looked kind of human. People were like, oh, does China have a bear, a man in a costume? I said, no,
it's a sun bear, yeah.
You troglodyte.
Okay.
It's a sun bear.
Linoon, though, I guess same story. Normal Linoon.
I think almost exact same story, but it's less gross looking, so I think I would give it a 6.1.
Okay.
I think it'd be a little better.
Sure. I'm sure it'll probably taste
like a rabbit.
Like a rabbit. Like a mixture of rabbit and deer.
Where's the deer?
Gamey.
Oh, gamey? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead. I will stomp a Linoon into the ground. My foot will be enough to break its little spine.
But they can blitz you.
I don't care.
What was its attack? 70?
It's like 70. It'll hurt. It'll scratch
what's your
me.
attack? Like 65? 60?
110, baby.
No.
Here's the deal with the Linoon, right? It is just a badger. Do you think you could beat a badger in a fight?
It's a little bit, okay, a Pokemon's a little bit more than a badger. I could curb stomp a badger.
Yeah.
And with a bat?
Oh
my gosh. I'll blitz a badger. But a Linoon does have considerably higher speed.
It's extremely
it will blitz
fast.
Us.
That's true. But at the same time...
I guess we do percentages with this. So I give myself a 75% chance with a bat and a 70% without a bat. Because I'm just going to jump on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'll get it while it's turning.
Ha! Good point. It has to stop the turn.
How tall is a Linoon?
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't even talk about how long it would be.
How do you measure the height of a Linoon?
Okay, so I thought it was going to measure length because, the meme is that furret is measured by length and it's like 8, that's probably too long, but it's super long, you know? Wow. But it's saying here that its height is 1'8", so that's definitely foot to head.
Okay. If it runs at me, I'll just jump and I'll land on it.
Yeah.
And what's its defense? Like 70?
Very low. It wasn't like 61 or something like that.
I feel as though my 55 attack. I don't know. I don't want to do the calculation
No.
right now.
We can stomp on its spine.
Yeah,
and crush it,
I
for
think
sure.
so. Its attack isn't so much that my... Wow, what's my HP?
Okay.
I think...
I'm also thinking of this as just like a normal human
it's
fight.
a super badger.
Yes, but I still think with my like over 200 pounds of girth, I could jump on it and break its spine.
I think this is just a hopping game. Just hop,
Yeah.
hop, 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 crush, crush, crush.
I give myself an 80% chance. And honestly, same with a bat. I don't think a bat's going to make it any easier. I have a little bit of reach.
A bat's gonna make... You're gonna have to grab this bat... Like, what are you doing with this badger?
Jumping on it.
Jumping on it over and over and over again. What happens when you get tired
I think jumping on it once will kill it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It is a Lanoon, my guy.
I don't think you could jump on a badger and kill it.
You could cripple it for sure. Honestly, for sure.
Badgers are like... They're built different. I would compare a Lanoon to a honey badger.
I bet you any amount of money. Not that I'm as strong as a moose. But if a moose reared up and stepped on a horse, stepped on a badger, it would break its spine.
You're not a horse, you would dink.
I bet if a mastiff jumped on a freaking badger, it's
I don't
done.
think a mastiff...
I think so.
No, you're crazy.
Yes.
You're crazy.
Do you know how easy bones are to break when you're a big boy?
Yeah. If I jumped on you wouldn't break.
Jokum, look at me in my eyes. This is my blitzing.
I don't think you're blitzing it.
Yeah, I don't think you're blitzing.
I think you're overconfident.
80% chance.
All right,
80% chance.
All right, let's move past the small badger. Let's go on to I'm 75 with a bat, 70 without a bat.
I'm 80 all around. Obstagoon? No, I don't think I can kill it. I think it's still really fast. Really fast. And it's got those giant claws.
This is a bear situation.
Yes. We're gonna go to like ram into it, hit an invisible wall, and all of a sudden our defense will have gone down. And he's just gonna crack his knuckles and look down at us. He will jump on us and break our spine.
Oh yeah. I don't think he's gonna break our spine by just one jump. But I think he'll tear us limb from limb. 5% chance with a steel bat. Because again, I don't have a 5% chance of beating a bear with a bat.
I feel like a bear is stockier, though. I feel like, even by Pokemon logic, I feel like an Ursa-Rang is stockier than
Does Ursa Ring get does a bear get an Ursa Ring stats?
No, well...
Do you think, does a real-life bear beat an Ursa Ring?
No. I don't think so.
You don't think
Ursa-Ring has a very high attack, if memory serves. Because Ursaluna's is massive.
Yeah, I'm not beating it. I would say Obstagoon looks pretty bearish.
I would say Zero barehanded.
At the least, I don't think I'm beating a Wolverine, and this thing is a giant Wolverine, basically.
You don't think you could beat a Wolverine?
I don't think you could beat a Wolverine. You're a crazy person.
Listen. I know. I've seen videos of how ferocious and voracious they are. With a steel bat, a metal bat,
maybe
I
a
could
steel
do it.
bat.
You have reach for like a golf club.
Yeah.
Just punt, you know?
But then again, I feel like a Wolverine has 40 speed?
It's gotta.
Yeah.
Wolverine's
This is a
fast.
95 speed giant Wolverine.
Yeah.
5% chance steel bat. 0% chance steel bat.
I honestly would probably do like 3% steel bat. I think it could literally catch the bat as I'm swinging it at it, and that's just the end of the story. Yeah. Okay, well, we're dead. Can I do one more thing before we go?
Sure.
We forgot to do this earlier. I don't want to end the episode without it. Well, everybody, on that note, that is the end of this wonderful episode. We got to talk about so many different Pokemon today. Jokum, at the end of all this, what do you think of Obstagoon?
He's fine. Sit down, Badger.
What about the others?
I like him. Cute.
Boring,
horrible.
Okay, wow. That's very differing opinions about the same creatures. Yes. Galarian, Zigzagoon. The Galarians are better. I'm just putting it out there. They are definitively better.
I think Zigzagoons are the best out of it. Linoon is always boring. But Galarian Zigzagoon and regular Zigzagoon are just cute little furry boys. Everything past that, I don't need anything to do with.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
If you like any Pokemon from this line, let us know. When you rate this review, 5 stars maybe? Why don't you let us know if you like these Pokemon? And if you want more Pokemon, why don't you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let's Be Frank. I talk about Pokemon on there pretty regularly because I love Pokemon so much. But don't worry, it's not all I talk about. If you have other interests, hey, so do I. Legos, Weird and Wild Creatures cards. Hey, these Weird and Wild Creature cards are basically the real life equivalent of Pokemon. I'm always talking about creatures that can and will kill you because it's just how strong they are. I would highly recommend that series and going on my channel in general. If you want more Jokum here, on my channel, we have a little series we do called Taboo Foods, where we cook really strange and odd meals that range from kind of normal, like garlic and chili cuttlefish, to extremely strange, like injecting tobacco syrup into a tomato to mimic the tobacco from The Simpsons. It's a very interesting time. Why don't you go watch that after you're finished with this podcast? But with all that being said, thank you guys so very much for listening to this episode, and this has been your Certified Poke Moment.